Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lizzie and I am a stay-at-home mom, a pastor's wife, and I love to share my gardening experiences here on YouTube. And believe it or not, I am still in the midst of seed starting. At this point, I am starting things that are either very, very warm tolerant, they prefer the really hot weather, or I'm going back and reseeding things that didn't do so well. So today I want to show you the pumpkins that I have planned for the fall. And it's easy to get in the mindset of what's going on right now and forget about those fall crops. But fall will be coming and it's already time to start thinking about pumpkins. Now, pumpkins are kind of a level playing ground when it comes to your gardening zone, because you don't want a pumpkin too early. Just because you're past your last frost date does not mean you want to put your pumpkins out, because you might get a pumpkin in July and that's not really necessary. So everybody really should kind of start their pumpkins around the same time. There may be some climates that they may grow faster or slower depending on those, depending on the temperature and those kinds of things. These pumpkins will grow a little slower than pumpkins in a hotter area, but nonetheless, we still want our pumpkins for fall. That's what we're shooting for. So I want to share with you the varieties I'm going to do. I have quite a few varieties. I have a patch that I have kind of built out that used to be rose, and it's really not going to be rose anymore. It's just going to kind of be a whole area of pumpkins. It's right next to my husband's corn patch as well, so the pumpkins will be able to kind of go in and weave through the corn. I'm also planning on putting a fence around that area as well, so that instead of going into other garden beds and rows that I really don't want them to go into, they will actually climb up that fence. It's just going to be a temporary chicken wire fence. And so that will kind of protect the other crops from them, because once pumpkins start growing, they get a little bit out of control, and it's kind of hard to tame them. You really can't tame them. So this is the way that I have done my pumpkins. I've gotten a 50 cell count tray that's generally pretty deep, and I have just put a popsicle stick, and I have started my seeds, and then I'll start another popsicle stick and do some more, and so on and so forth. I put a few seeds into each cell, hoping that I would get at least half of what I was getting. Some of them I got all of them to germinate. Some of them I just got half of them to germinate. I'm mostly putting them in the field that I just talked about, but I'm also going to be putting them in a few other places around my property as well, even in some of my perennial garden beds. All the way in the back where I have like big bushy things, you would never be able to see that a pumpkin is there. It's kind of hidden, but it still gets sun. So I've got some things up my sleeve to try to get even more pumpkins than I technically have space for. So let's get started. I'm starting with kind of the little pumpkins and then going to the bigger pumpkins. That's kind of just the way that I planted them. So first one is the itty bitty, and this is a white pumpkin. It's a cute little thing that's just like this big. It's one of those ones that you would want to grab like 3 or 4 of them for a tablescape type of situation. And these are always good producers. They always have a lot on their vines because they are so small. They can produce a lot more. Jack B. Little, the same concept, except it's orange. So little ones that you're going to grab for your tablescape. Thank you. Bye-bye. Next one that I have is the Baby Boo, which is also, that is a little cute white one. Another cute one that's shaped a little bit different than the itty bitty one. I have a few gourd vines, which now that I'm looking at it, those did not germinate. So I will actually pop a few more seeds into that one, because I would like some gourds. And you know what, now that I think about it, I have tried to germinate gourds for several years and have not gotten very much success. I will try again one more time and see if I can get it going. A small sugar pumpkin. This is like a small, it's not the itty teeny ones, but it's a little bit bigger. but this is an orange round, semi-small, I guess you could say. It's definitely not considered a medium, but a semi-small pumpkin. And after that is hot chocolate. I've never done this one, which I am really excited about because it's that same small size, but it's like a tan color almost, which just, I'm really focusing on, I want to have regular pumpkins, but I think a lot of people just, you can get regular pumpkins anywhere. I want to have some nice variety in colors and textures and shapes to be able to display on my porch, and then also for people to come by from the farm stand. So I'm really looking for a lot of variety, and hot chocolate will definitely help me with that. Sugar pie is the next one. This is very similar to the small sugar in the size and the color. The sugar pie is really specifically for actually making pies, and that is something that I really would like to try to do this year, is make some pumpkin puree to have on hand for my pies, my pumpkin whoopie pies that I make. Is it salamander or what?
Salamander.
Nice. Go put
Can
it
I
in.
keep it?
No, we're not putting it inside. No, we're not putting it inside. You can put it in your little bug thing for right now, but it really needs water. Now we have a Long Island cheese, which is kind of like a flat stacker, and it's kind of like a tan color. Again, just looking for like some textures and different shapes. Speckled Hound. This one is really fun because I think it's really pretty with that speckly detail on it. This is a medium-sized pumpkin, so I believe it gets like 12 to 14 pounds, so it can get pretty big, but it doesn't necessarily get huge. Porcelain Princess. I think that this one is so pretty too. It's kind of flat. You could maybe stack it if it was shaped correctly, but definitely not guaranteed. But it's like a light pink color, which is so cool and unique. I love that. So I've grown these in the past. In my area, the Porcelain Princesses do not get quite as big as they're expected to get. I would say most of these pumpkins don't get quite as big as they're expected to get, the bigger sized ones, because we just don't have a long growing season and because it doesn't get very hot. But it's good enough. It's really pretty. Next is Gerardelle, and that is a blue one, like a real light tealy kind of blue. I have some polar bears. These are so cute. They're shaped like the regular size, large size pumpkins, but they're white instead of being orange. And that is just so neat. I love white pumpkins personally. I think they look really clean. And you can kind of match them with anything on your porch decor, any kind of color, they just match. Next is a Howden. This is just your typical orange pumpkin. I believe it gets around 15 to 20 pounds, so a little bit of a larger size one, but they are supposed to be pretty good producers. So that is why I'm doing that one. Blaze is another one I'm starting. I don't know why I have it over here in the big section, because it's not big, it's little. And it's got orange and yellow. I'm actually doing this one. I got this as a free pumpkin seed from Blue Pumpkin Seed Co. that I ordered a lot of these varieties from. And my son loved this pumpkin. He just thought it was the best. And so I thought, oh, that's perfect. I will go ahead and start some of them because he likes them so much. Then I ended up from that same Blue Pumpkin Seed Co. I got a flat stacker set. I was specifically looking for the flat stacker white, so they grow, I mean, just like this, basically. They're flat, very flat on the bottom, flat on the top, so you can put things on top. But they were out of just the white. But they did have a collection together that you can stack on top of each other. So I got the flat stacker white, which that is the largest one, and that one kind of goes like on the bottom. I got a flat stacker blue, which that is kind of like the smallest one, and that one goes on the top. And then the flat stacker orange goes on in the middle. And you know, now that I'm thinking about that in my head, I may have mixed the orange and the white. It may be orange, white, then blue. I have a picture on the screen to show you either way so you can see. But the concept is that all of them are going to grow in that stacking way, and then you can display them specifically like that. So I think that will be really neat. And I may even do like a sale of like, you know, buy these 3 pumpkins for this price or something. That would be kind of cool. But I would really love to display those on my back porch, especially to see them when they to be able to see them when they come in. I also would like to have some pumpkins this year in like some of my pots, with maybe some dried flowers sticking out of the bottom of them or something like that. But I am going to really work on the pumpkin phase this year. The black fabric for pumpkins has not worked for me very well. I think it's just too hot for them. I know there are people who use the black plastic and it works just fine for their pumpkins. I'm choosing not to do that this year. I am actually going to have leaves down everywhere as my mulch, and I will be planting right into there. I'm going to be fertilizing a lot more. They are heavy feeders, and I generally have good soil, but I'm going to give them a little bit extra boost, and hopefully that will give me a little bit more fruit this year. All of these seeds came from either Johnny's, the Blue Pumpkin Seed Co. that I mentioned, or M.I. Gardner. Those are the 3 places that I got them from. These are all like typical, I guess you could say, varieties, so you can really find these in a lot of different places. If you're looking for pumpkin seeds, make sure to get them from a reputable place, not just from Amazon, but someone you either know or a reputable seed company like one of the ones that I mentioned, to make sure that you're getting the right thing and what's been promised. Our season is going so well already. In the middle of May, I'm still working on seeds starting, and that's the way it's been. I'm looking forward to updating you on some more things that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks as we're starting to plant out. But until then, I'll see you the next time. Bye.